When I bought my lakefront property, it wasn't just about the peaceful views or the quiet mornings with coffee on the dock. I also purchased the legal rights to the lake itself, something most people didn't even realize was possible. It was in the deed, clear as day. I owned the water, the dock, and the entire lake bed. So, when I parked my vintage wooden boat at the end of my dock year round, I didn't think twice. Then, one bright Saturday morning, I found an official letter from the HOA stuffed in my mailbox, dripping with condescension. It stated that boats must be removed from the water during the off-season and threatened fines if I didn't comply within 10 days. I laughed at first, assuming it was a misunderstanding. I emailed the HOA president, politely explaining that I owned the lake and therefore their rules didn't apply. The reply was curt. All community residents must follow HOA guidelines. Days later, I noticed HOA board members walking around my property, taking photos of my boat from the shoreline, as if building a case against me. That's when my patience ran out. I gathered my property deed, survey maps, and legal documents proving my ownership and hired an attorney to send them a formal cease and desist letter. Instead of backing down, the HOA doubled down, issuing me daily fines and scheduling a hearing to resolve the violation. I showed up to that meeting armed with evidence, not just my deed, but historical records, property plats, and even the original purchase agreement showing the transfer of water rights. When I announced, I own the lake, all of it, the room went silent. The HOA president tried to argue, claiming the lake was community property, but my lawyer calmly pointed out that the legal documents proved otherwise. In fact, the HOA had no jurisdiction over the lake at all. The fallout was swift. Not only were all fines against me canceled, but the HOA was forced to reimburse my legal fees and issue a written apology for their overreach. I even had the pleasure of informing them that since I owned the lake, any future HOA events involving the water, fishing tournaments, paddleboarding days, or their annual boat parade, would now require my personal permission. Word spread quickly through the neighborhood, and suddenly, people who once sided with the HOA were knocking on my door with sheepish smiles, hoping to stay on good terms. Now, every time I take my boat out for a lazy sunset cruise, I pass the homes of HOA board members standing on their porches, glaring at me. And I just smile, knowing there's nothing they can do, because on this lake, I make the rules.